Alright guys, so let's get right into it. So the point I wanted to make with making this video was that when a lot of people end up picking up something like this at a gas station, at a mall, at like a kiosk, something like that, for a lot of people this might be, their first knife. Really draws them in, right? Because it's tactical, right? As we always say. And then you got something like this, that you might see, again, at a gas station, no brand name, anything like that. But wherever you can get a knife like that, right, you can spend the $25 for a QSB Penguin. This one has G10 scales, and this is actually a little bit of an upgrade. This is a Jimmy Crow custom version. You see the etches on the blade. But my point is that this is a $25 knife and $30 knife, and for that same exact price, you could have a brand that is tried and true and is essentially a king of the budget knives. Really, it's between this and a CJRB. These two knives are just the overall budget kings, and I don't think you're going to find a lot of people that are arguing that. But again, the point of this video was just to show you that this is not a reliable tool. This is almost more of a novelty item. You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, this is going to fail on you. And it's not going to live up to the hype, right? Like, I see, the multi-tool call of it. But, again, something you would pick up at a gas station, a flea market, something like that, kiosk. Maybe a little souvenir gift for somebody. But I wanted to move into a little bit different territory. We got the CRKT Squid over here. This was actually a gift from my friend. This might not be, in everyone's budget, but it's still less than an $80 knife, and you're getting actually titanium on this one. But I brought some other options I wanted to talk about that I don't think are getting enough love. Vosteed right now is getting definitely a lot of love, but not for this knife. And they hit a lot of knives out of the park, dude, with like their, what I believe it's called, the Thunderbird, their lock with the pivot push button lock, but the Vosteed Acorn for $60, 14C28N. You got a front flipper. Not the biggest knife, but $50 you can get this knife. And with all the hype Vosteed's been getting, you're not gonna really get a better budget knife from Vosteed than the $60 Acorn. I really wanted to show that one off because I thought that it was one that definitely gets overlooked because of all the hype that their other knives are getting right now. Definitely don't sleep on this model. It's something worth checking out if you don't have one in your collection. Fun to play with, that's for sure. And then around the same price range, I wanted to show the Flytanium Beef. $60, D2 steel. Mine's obviously red, and I carry my stuff, I use my stuff. It's no stranger to spending time in the warehouse. You can see the pocket marks, I put this little lanyard from Kelly Mishmash on it. I won in a giveaway from somebody. But they got the nice access lock on there. And it's one of those ones where when you pull back on it, it kicks it out a little bit. So you can obviously thumb flick it, but you can also get a good grip on that access lock and flip it open like that. And Titanium Justin had this originally, I saw, and I seen it was $60. And I didn't have any Flytanium pieces in my collection. And I know obviously their claim to fame was doing all the aftermarket parts for the bug out and all that stuff. But when they made their arcade knife, they really hit it out of the park with that one. And I know that this is not the same locking mechanism by any means, but it's still a great knife for $60. And something cool that Flytanium is offering is they're offering an S90V blade upgrade, and they're also offering like the scales, thumb studs, stuff like that you could buy. So if you wanted to do like, you know, red and gray or black and red, or you know, blue and black, blue and red, whatever, you could totally do that without having to buy a whole second knife, which is nice. And again, I know that for a lot of people $60 isn't necessarily like budget blade territory, but I think that we're talking under $100 pocket knife, you can't go wrong. And then something along the more traditional line I wanted to show was a Rosecraft. Now again, Rosecrafts are closer to starting off at that $60 price range, but you can't go wrong. And if you're going to spend the $30 on this, right, why not just spend $50, $60 on this? Why not just spend $25 on the QSP Penguin, $30 on the QSP Penguin? Because it's just one of those things where it's going to last you over time so much more than this will. You know, this lock mechanism will break, it will fail on you, and then they'll end up in your cousin's garage sale pile of knives. Hey guys, one more really cool budget brand I wanted to talk about was Orion knives, Orion knives. I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but I think it's one of those two. But yeah, this is a cool knife. I actually won this in a giveaway from Titanium Justin. 14C28N blade. Has a cool shape to it. Liner lock. Super smooth action. This model right here is called I believe it's called the Cetus. C-E-T-U-S. And from what I understand, I don't know, Orion? Let's go with Orion knives. It was actually founded by a guy who used to work at none other than QSP. He left QSP and he started Orion Knives, and I guess this is one of his first models, not the flagship model, but you can pick this up for $50. They start out at, and they also offer some pretty other cool models. This actually, I was surprised, is a hollow grind. I did not think it was. I thought it was a flat grind. Got a cool shape to it that is just a little different. Orion knives, and give them some love. This got some pocket time the last few days or so, so you know, again, I use my stuff. I don't mind. Not something that I fear. But yeah, so another great budget banger that is totally slept on. I don't think I've seen anyone out there talking about this brand other than Titanium Justin. So it's cool that not only did I get to see it on his channel, I then won it. So she getting put to use, you know. But yeah, thanks guys. Appreciate you guys tuning in. And like I said, go check out Titanium Justin's channel, Dan Kenman's channel, Bluminati Ninja, Twisted Sis, Weldon Carry, BEDC, Rob's Nerdy Knives, Knives Fast. There's a bunch of other people. Ron Crow that I'm missing. And not everybody, but I'm sure a lot of those guys are going to have links to things like, Amazon, Blade HQ, Smoky Mountain Knife Works, White Mountain Knives, things like that, places like that, retailers that sell great budget blades that will stop you from buying an M-Tech. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you. Friends, don't let friends buy gas station knives. Unless you're putting it in a collection of bad knives. Then do it. But only then.